What do you think was the most important reason for why people voted for Brexit, voted to leave?
The most important reason was for democracy. And if you look at the Ashcroft polls, which were done on the day of the referendum itself, as people were leaving the polling booths, the top reason that Leave voters gave for voting Leave was because they think that the laws we live under should be made in this country. That is the fundamental basis of democratic life. The struggle for democracy is a struggle for the right to control the people who make the laws that we are expected to live under. That's what democracy fundamentally means, and that was the rallying cry of the English Revolution. It was the rallying cry of other revolutions too. It was the argument that if we are and it was the rallying cry of the suffragettes explicitly. They said in their public speeches, and also as a justification for their violent actions, they said, listen, if you want us to live by this law, then you have to give us some capacity to influence who makes this law. So that's always been the argument for democracy, and that was the key reason given by Leave voters on the day of the referendum itself in June 2016. And then other reasons, the second reason was they wanted to control immigration, which I think is also a democratic argument. They didn't say they wanted less immigration, they didn't say they hated immigrants and all this kind of prejudiced view of Leave voters as racist. They didn't say anything like that. They said they wanted greater democratic clout over the issue of immigration. So that, again, I think is a democratic idea. I think fundamentally, many different classes, many different groups voted for Brexit. There are many different reasons for voting for Brexit, but if you mash it all together, it was fundamentally a vote in favour of greater democracy, and it was a vote against technocratic rule, which people experience quite rightly as something that is outside of their democratic purview and which they have very little control over. So I think it was in all the great traditions of the British struggle for democratic life.